This is disc 3, which is the final disc in Parrish Prophecies. And disc 3 also contains Parrish Future Prophecies, which cover dreams from letter I to letter V. This is section 2, letter I. There are 6 stories in this piece that begin with the letter I. There's one dream about some kind of invasion into an American city. There's one dream about an invasion into the United States. And there's 4 intuition stories about a bombing sound, a loud sound, a nuclear event in New Jersey, and an explosion sound. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called section 2, One Invasion City Dream, or S2 1ICD. In the month of March 5th, 1992, I recorded this dream in my dream book. In this dream, I found myself in a strange situation because I felt I was observing something that was taking place. I also felt as if I was a disembodied spirit who watched people flee for their lives. This vision or dream began when I hovered over a city that had huge buildings. Next, I noticed individuals act hostile towards each other. Example, I witnessed a black businessman kick an Asian man. The streets in this city was very gloomy and distant. I could not exactly tell what city I was in, but this city felt like an American city. After I watched the few people in the streets, I began to be pulled by an invisible force that pulled me towards a building, and then this invisible force propelled me into this building's front door, and then into a gymnasium where I seen people lifting weights. The people in this gym room kept working out until they heard something outside that caught their attention. Then the people and I had all gone outside so we all could find out what the commotion was about. Then we witnessed something that greatly frightened all of us. We were all seeing military planes in the air, and these military planes dropped bombs into the city we were all in. Then the people around me began to run in all directions. This was a terrible sight to see. The atmosphere was completely charged with a sense of hopeless escape. I even seen several people blow up into pieces. Lastly, I witnessed a white lady inside a sewer system. This woman cried hysterically before my invisible presence. Then I woke up. The next number in this piece is the number 2. This piece is called section 2, One Invasion USA Dream, or S2 1IUSD. In the month of July 14, 2004, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I found myself at Asher Street once again, and I was on my terrace, and I seen something that may have been snow on the ground. The sky began to dim, and then I located my mother somewhere in the house. I told my mother what I just seen outside, and we both gone to the back of the house so we could all look out of one of the back room's window. As we looked out the window, we both noticed the day sky turned into night. And then I told my mother, I now see something in the sky that looked like tornadoes. We then stared quietly at the sky for about 2 seconds, and we began to smell something that we both could not identify. Next, we noticed flashes of light in the sky. The flashes of light looked like tiny bombs exploding in the air. Then I ignorantly thought to myself, I will now hear several thunderclaps, but instead I began to hear gunfire, and then fear quickly entered into my heart. Now my mother and I knew our country was under some kind of attack. Then my sister came into the room where my mother and I stood in, and then my sister told us she sees them coming over the bridge. Then instantly we all knew we might be killed by these individuals who are now on the bridge. The next number in this piece is the number 3. This piece is called section 2, One Intuition Story, or S2 1IS. In the month of April 9, 2006, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I don't understand, but this must have been the second or third time I heard a very loud booming sound in my spirit. I believe my intuition side of myself had reported to me about a coming booming noise that will be heard in New York, where I believe New Yorkers will say to one another, "Whoa, did you hear that? We hope it's not what we think it is." The next number in this piece is the number 4. This piece is called S2 2IS. In the month of July 27, 2007, I recorded this dream in my dream book. As I calmed my spirit down so I could go into a meditative state, then immediately I picked up something in my spirit. My intuition began to report to my spirit that people will soon call a famous conservative talk show host, and that people will ask this particular talk show host about the loud sound almost everyone heard earlier. Then I remember I heard this talk show host say in my mind, information is still coming in about the loud sound people heard. I believe this famous talk show host was Rush Limbaugh, and I believe Rush Limbaugh said over the airwaves, reports are coming in. But do you believe this? Reports are coming in, and the reports are saying the Earth was hit by an asteroid or meteor. The next number in this piece is the number 5. This piece is called S23IS. In the month of December 12, 2008, I recorded this dream in my dream book. As I kneeled down inside my room so I could tie my shoe, then suddenly my intuition informed my mind that a nuclear device will soon go off in New Jersey. The next and last number in this piece is the number 6. This piece is called S24IS. In the month of January 20th, 2009, I recorded this dream in my dream book. At 7:03 p.m., and while I sat at my computer desk, my intuition revealed to me a very scary, loud explosion sound. This explosion sound was felt deep in my spirit. Next, I said out loud, "Whoa, my God." The next letter in this section is the letter M. This is section 2, letter M. There's 10 dreams in this piece that begins with the letter M. There's 3 dreams about Muslims. There's 4 dreams about meteors. There's 1 dream about mobilization. There's 1 dream about the moon. And there's 1 dream about Manhattan. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called Section 2, 1 Muslim Dream, or S2, 1MUD. In the month of January 30th, 2003, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I had a dream that showed me Muslim women that stood on an outside line. These Muslim women waited to gain access into the mosque, which is located on the corner of Palmer Street and Malcolm X Boulevard. And then I heard someone say something about Israel. The next number in this piece is the number 2. This piece is called Section 2, 1 Meteor Dream, or S2, 1MED. In the month of February 19, 2003, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I had another dream about meteors that fell out of the sky, and this was probably the 3rd time I dreamt I had exited out of an office building in order to go home. And every time I would plant my feet on a pavement, I would immediately see medium-sized meteors descend from a night sky. But in this particular dream, everything was the same, except this time around, I seen huge meteors fall out of a day sky. And I will show a drawing that I made about this dream. You see here, this is me. I exited out of an office building, and I seen very huge meteors descending out of the sky inside this dream. The next number in this piece is the number 3. This piece is called S2, 2MED. In the month of March 28, 2004, I recorded this dream in my dream book. In March of this year, I had another dream that showed me meteors fly across the sky. The next number in this piece is the number 4. This piece is called Section 2, 2 Muslim Dream, or S2, 2MUD. In the month of March 18, 2005, I recorded this dream in my dream book. On this day, I dreamt I seen several Muslim-looking men and women inside a park. There were other people inside this park with these Muslims. The Muslims wore white robes. Then I seen one of the Muslims pull out a handgun, and also witnessed another Muslim pull out a larger gun. The man with the handgun shouted at the people who were in the park with him. Then I witnessed the other Muslims gather up the people so they could turn these individuals into hostages. The next number in this piece is the number 5. This piece is called Section 2, 1 Mobilization Dream, or S2, 1MOD. In the month of October 28, 2005, 1MOD. In the month of October 28, 2005, I recorded this dream in my dream book. In this dream I dreamt I looked out of my front door window and I seen a small army or small group of men and women who wore a dark blue or black uniform. These individuals looked like they were part of some kind of law enforcement unit. These enforcement agents mobilized into two straight lines that faced one another. Then I noticed one white lady who wore the same dark uniform as the others frantically rushed into one of the two lines. I believe it was still daytime or evening when I witnessed these people mobilize themselves in front of my house. The next number in this piece is the number 6. This piece is called Section 2, 3 Meteor Dream, or S2, 3 MED. In the month of April 1st, 2006, I recorded this dream in my dream book. A few days ago, I dreamt I'd flown at night around Manhattan. Then I decided to fly towards the Empire State Building. It felt like a spring or summer night. The night sky was very calm, and I was able to see some of the stars in the sky. Then I calmly positioned myself in mid-center of the Empire State Building. Then suddenly my eyes focused upward, and my eyes beheld a house-sized meteor. This black meteor began to flash brightly as it shot over my head. Then this angry meteor punched itself through a building before it buried itself underground. Next, I heard people scream, and then I witnessed people being propelled from out of the subways and then into the air. Panic was now everywhere. The next number in this piece is the number 7. This piece is called S24MED. In the month of May 26, 2008, I recorded this dream in my dream book. In this dream, I found myself upon a rooftop somewhere in an American city. Next, I beheld a helicopter in the air, and this helicopter turned on its searchlights upon the roof I was on. And then the next thing I seen in this dream were appearance of mirrors or silver-like objects that fell out of the sky. I believe these mysterious objects that had just descended from out of the sky were in fact meteors. The next number in this piece is the number 8. This piece is called Section 2, 1 Moon Dream, or S2, 1MND. In the month of August 21st, 2008, I recorded this dream in my dream book. In this dream, I remember I walked alongside a strange person that I'd never seen before. It was nighttime. This person I walked with said something to me about a nuclear bomb. I believe he said he wished he had a nuclear bomb. And then right after he made this comment, we then quickly focused our attention upon a half-lit moon which hangs in the night sky. And then the dark half of the moon emanated a large white mist from off its surface. Then I felt something might have just happened on the moon. I was not afraid, but I did hear myself say, "Whoa." And I have a drawing of this dream. You see here, this is what I've seen in this dream. Seen the half-lit moon, which hovered over the ocean and which hangs in the night sky. And the dark part of the moon emanated a big, huge white mist off its surface. The next number in this piece is the number 9. This piece is called Section 2, 1 Manhattan Dream, or S2, 1MD. In the month of August 27, 2008, I recorded this dream in my dream book. Today I had another dream of a map of Manhattan, and also seen something that might have been a solid perimeter or floating perimeter around the island of Manhattan. Then I got the impression that the perimeter around Manhattan represented water that had risen to flood level. And I have a drawing of this dream. This is a map of Manhattan, and I've seen a perimeter. I'm not sure if it was a solid perimeter or some type of liquid perimeter, but it was around the island of Manhattan. I believe it may have something to do with a flood or some type of flooding into Manhattan. The next and last number in this piece is the number 10. This piece is called Section 2, 3 Muslim Dream, or S2, 3MUD. In the month of September 2nd, 2008, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I had a dream that showed me several rows of Muslim men who all wore Muslim attire as they kneel at the corner of Halsey Street and Malcolm X Boulevard. The next letter in this section is the letter N. This is section 2, letter N. There's 2 dreams in this piece that begins with the letter N. This piece is about nukes. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called section 2, 1 nuclear dream, or S2, 1ND. In the month of November 11th, 2001, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I had another dream about a nuclear or atomic-like explosion that ignited the afternoon sky. I seen the explosion take place somewhere in a forest or park. Next, I observed a white couple who also witnessed this nuclear explosion. The sky was now pink. I think this nuclear event took place in the state of Washington or in Washington, D.C. And I made a little drawing about this particular dream. As you see here, this is the nuke that I believe had gone off in this park, and you see the signature mushroom cloud. And here are the white couple I've seen inside this dream. The next and last number in this piece is the number 2. This piece is called S2, 2ND. In the month of December 12, 2002, I recorded this dream in my dream book. In this dream or vision, I seen a huge mushroom cloud expand over my head. I sensed this blast was highly expected by the American people. I was not afraid. After the blast, I seen the sky turn dark. Then white stuff that looked like snowflakes fell from the sky. Next, I seen people scramble for cover. And I have a drawing of this dream. As you see here, this explosion was over my head, and this is what I've seen. Then the last thing I seen inside this dream were people that fled because they seen things fall from out of the sky. The next letter in this section is the letter P. This is section 2, letter P. There's 3 dreams in this piece that begins with the letter P. There's 1 dream about planet X, there's 1 dream about the Pope of Rome, and there's 1 dream about Palestine. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called section 2, 1 planet X dream, or S2, 1PXD. In the month of August 6, 2008, I recorded this dream in my dream book. Today I dreamt that I was once again at Ashley Street, and I was in my brother's room. I looked out of my brother's window. It was nighttime, and lo and behold, there stood 3 strange objects in the sky. These objects, which hovered in the air, looked like planets. These things were very close to each other. There was a red-like planet that stood beside a small moon-like planet, and this moon-like planet also stood beside a smaller white planet. Then I woke up. The next number in this piece is the number 2. This piece is called section 2, 1 Palestine dream, or S2, 1PAD. In the month of June 14, 2008, I recorded this dream in my dream book. In this dream, I heard someone say to me that the state of Palestine had taken place because Israel had been divided. The next and last number in this piece is the number 3. This piece is called section 2, 1 Pope dream, S2, 1POD. In the month of January 21st, 2009, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I dreamt that I floated over an alley somewhere in Rome, and I seen everything in crimson red. Then I heard the voices of men. I heard these voices say repeatedly, "We have a new pope." Then I thought to myself, Pope Benedict was only in office for a short time. Then I heard another voice behind me calmly said, "This 3rd pope is the 4th prophet the book of Revelation has spoken about." The next letter in this section is the letter S. This is section 2, letter S. There's 4 dreams in this piece that begins with the letter S. This piece is about subways. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called section 2, 1 subway dream, or S2, 1SD. In the month of August 22nd, 2007, I recorded this dream in my dream book. Kara and I were in a room. Then we 1SD. In the month of August 22nd, 2007, I recorded this dream in my dream book. Karen and I were in a room. Then we left this room so we could enter a subway station. Later, Karen and I exited out onto the streets from the Utica Avenue train station. Then immediately we seen people outside the station. These people we seen appeared to me to be cops dressed in plain clothing. Then I began to sense that some of these people around the subway entrance were also detectives. Then I accidentally bumped into one of these individuals whom I suspected to be a detective. This person I bumped into then quickly moved me from out of his way because there were 3 herds of elephants that charged towards his direction. And then the next thing I seen in this dream were men underneath these elephants. The men I seen underneath these elephants reminded me of the men one will see dancing underneath a fake dragon during a Chinese New Year celebration. Next, I recall I found myself inside a museum with the same elephants who almost ran over the person I accidentally bumped into in this dream earlier. And then these elephants lifted up their trunks simultaneously and they blown out a powerful trumpet sound. The sound wave which emanated from their trunks was strong enough to cause a small earthquake inside this museum. These great creatures had blown a trumpet sound 3 times. Then the next thing that took place in this dream was that Karen and I began to walk across a bridge. And then we'd seen white women and black women on this bridge. And these females were a few feet ahead of us. These women on the bridge took off their rings, and then I seen Karen take off a pinky ring. While Karen and I were now on this low-level bridge, I looked over this bridge, and then I seen a small group of black men walk over several dead bodies. The last thing I remember about this dream was that Karen and I had gone inside a hotel. The next number in this piece is the number 2. This piece is called S2-2SD. In the month of September 25th, 2007, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I was inside a subway station alone, and I walked around the station. I looked earnestly for the J train, but I continued to run into the Z train. Afterward, I placed myself inside one of the subway's tunnels, and then I ran into a Muslim man I'd seen before. And then a ladder appeared before me. This ladder led up out of the subway station. I climbed the ladder, and instead of coming out onto the streets, I emerged upon a roof. This roof I emerged upon was connected to other roofs which looked like the roofs of homes on my block. I noticed I was not on the roof of my house, but instead I was on one of my neighbor's roof. Then I noticed white stuff on the roofs of these homes. The white stuff on the roofs looked like snow. Then the white guy appeared on the roof, and we began to communicate with one another. As we talked, I realized this person might have shoveled half of the white stuff off my roof. Then I believe I seen him or someone else move a big black plastic bag. Then I said something to him. Next, I seen a bus pull up from somewhere in downtown Brooklyn, and this bus appeared to have no roof. This bus was filled with black people, and these blacks I seen had filled the bus all the way to the top. This particular bus reminded me of buses I had seen in third world countries that are always filled to capacity because people still manage to find a way to catch a ride on a crowded bus, even if it meant one would have to hang on the outside of the bus in order to get to one's destination. Then I noticed some people jump off the bus because it became extremely crowded. Then I seen another bus pull up. This new bus was not crowded at all, and this bus had a roof on it. The next thing that took place in this dream was that I found myself in another subway station. I also walked around inside this station. I noticed I wore a pair of shorts and a pair of sneakers. There was a girl inside the subway station with me. She might have been alone. There were also 3 black guys before her. I think these guys talked about raping this woman. Then I woke up. The next number in this piece is the number 3. This piece is called S2-3SD. In the month of October 13, 2007, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I recall being inside a subway station that reminded me of an East New York subway station where there's a police station positioned or posted there. Then I looked or noticed a white man inside this subway, and this white man looked like a police sergeant who wore civilian clothing. Then I heard this person say out loud, "You got a tip? There's a tip? You were given a tip?" I felt someone must have given this individual a real tip about some coming event. While this man said the tip statement over and over again, then I walked away from this man and I walked down a couple of subway steps so I could buy something from a newsstand. While I stood next to the subway's newsstand for a minute or two, I began to hear some kind of commotion take place near this subway station escalator. Then my eyes observed a group of Asian women and one Mexican man who all quickly stepped off the escalator, and then they all had ran into one of the subway's tunnels. The next and last number in this piece is the number 4. This piece is called S24SD. In the month of October 15, 2007, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I dreamt I seen people run inside the Utica Avenue train station so they could escape something that was being sprayed from above. Then I noticed this spray was some kind of acid, because this spray that fell from the sky sizzled through the handrails, and it also sizzled through the hands, arms, and legs of people who could not make it into the subway fast enough. The next letter in this section is the letter T. This is section 2, letter T. There's 3 dreams in this piece that begins with the letter T. All dreams in this piece are about terrorism. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called section 2, 1 terrorist dream, or S2, 1 TD. In the month of September 2nd, 2004, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I had another vision about a coming terrorist event. In this dream, I dreamt I was once again in Brooklyn somewhere, maybe in Bedford-Stuyvesant, or maybe in East New York, and I walked out onto a terrace, and I suddenly seen a huge black helicopter that dropped little bombs upon the homes in front of me. Then I looked onto my right side, and I seen a small group of people run towards my direction, and I could not believe what was going on because it was such a nice day out. And then I noticed a big white plume of smoke that was behind the people I seen run towards my direction. Then the next thing that came across my mind was to now find my mother and sister who were still in the house, because I wanted to tell them what was going on outside. Also, I wanted to call my wife, but I changed my mind about calling her because I did not want to waste any valuable time I could use that would help me escape this neighborhood. P.S. I seen an explosion go off underground of a project building. The next number in this piece is the number 2. This piece is called S22TD. In the month of September 9th, 2004, I recorded this dream in my dream book. This morning I had another dream about terrorists. I seen foreign-looking terrorists in front of me, and then I seen these terrorists go inside a campus building. Next, I witnessed a great deal of commotion go on inside this campus. Then I seen people inside this campus scramble around for cover. The next and last number in this piece is the number 3. This piece is called S23TD. In the month of August 17, 2007, I recorded this dream in my dream book. What I witnessed in this dream felt like a continuation of visions I kept having pertaining to some kind of terrorist attack that took place somewhere around City Hall or some other type of municipal building near a campus. In addition, I felt this terrorist attack may take place in New York City. The next letter in this section is the letter U. This is section 2, letter U. There's one dream in this piece that begins with the letter U. There's one dream about an UFO. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called section 2, 1 UFO dream, or S2, 1 UD. In the month of November 22nd, 1991, I recorded this dream in my dream book. In this dream or vision, I dreamt that I was in Egypt. This dream was somewhat frightening because all I can remember was that I observed a strange demonic-like creature. This creature or alien moved slowly towards me. This being did not speak as it continued to approach me. Then this being moved towards my right, and then this entity hid half of itself behind a brick wall. Now this thing stood motionless as it stared at me. This slowly towards me. This being did not speak as it continued to approach me. Then this being moved towards my right, and then this entity hid half of itself behind a brick wall. Now this thing stood motionless as it stared at me. This entity now emanated a strong vibe of fear and grave terror towards my direction. I sensed this creature came from another place or from another dimension. And I have a drawing about this dream. As you see here in this dream, I've seen this being. Well, first of all, I was in Egypt, and there's a pyramid here, and I've seen, the next thing I seen in this dream was this being that moved towards a wall, a brick wall, and it hid half of itself behind this brick wall. The next and last letter in this piece is the letter V. The letter V is the last letter in Parrish Future Prophecies. This is section 2, letter V. There's 2 dreams in this piece that begins with the letter V. There's 2 dreams in this, and there's 2 dreams in this piece about volcanoes. The first number in this piece is the number 1. This piece is called section 2, 1 volcano dream, or S2 1VD. In the month of October 27, 2001, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I dreamt that I was with my parents at Astor Street or at another house. We had Mexican workers inside our home. I was inside one of the rooms inside the house, and it was slightly dark out. The window in my room shook for a moment, and while my window shook, I also heard a distant thunderclap outside of my window. Immediately I ran onto my terrace, and believe it or not, but the whole sky turned pink. Then there were white stuff on the ground and on my terrace. The atmosphere was deafening. My ears felt clogged. People and school kids gazed upward. I noticed some of the school kids wore spring or summer uniform. These individuals I've seen in the street still held their gaze upward, as if they were witnessing something in the sky. Then the last thing I recalled in this dream was that a Spanish-speaking woman quietly helped me shovel some of the white stuff off my terrace. And I have a dream drawing about this situation here in this dream. As you see, the sky was pink. Something made the sky pink. I believe it was volcanic activities. And as you see, there's buildings underneath these clouds, and here are the people I witnessed observing the pink sky above them inside this dream. The next and last number in this piece is the number 2. And number 2 is the last number in Parrish Future Prophecy. This piece is called S2 2VD. In the month of October 14, 2007, I recorded this dream in my dream book. I dreamt that I was on the corner of Astor Street and Closing Avenue, which is located in Brooklyn, New York. And it was daytime. And then I looked up in the sky, and I noticed several waves of salt and pepper clouds that were partially transparent. I was able to see some of the normal white clouds that floated above these strange clouds. And I was also able to feel warmth emanating from these uncanny clouds. Furthermore, I got the sense these weird clouds came from the east of my location. I also noticed the people around me were unaware that my face was fixed upward. Then spontaneously I heard myself say, "Look, look, what's that?" And then I quickly took my attention off the cloud so I could take a closer look at the individuals around me. And then I found out that the people who were in my vicinity wore shorts. And then all of a sudden I heard someone say volcano, and that this volcano is going to be the thing that will bring famine in America. Then the next thing I seen in this dream was a burly black man who then held up one of his hands towards his face so that he could take a closer look at the black ashes he had just scooped up off the ground. Then some of the people around me started to run, and then the other people who did not run immediately began to express a look of panic upon their faces before they finally ran away. And then I got the impression that some of the people I seen in my dream also ran to gather food. Then I woke up. Now we finish with the dreams in section 2, so please allow me to present to you information I gathered through prayer and research that will suggest how my dreams in section 2 can all come to pass. This is section 2, letter A. My prayer and research suggests that my dreams in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S2-1ARBD. S2-1ARBD through S2-3ARBD can come to pass if sleeper cells are activated in the United States. Number 2 is S2-1ASTD. S2-1ASTD can come to pass if anyone out of millions of asteroids are knocked off its course by another asteroid or planet, which in turn can bring several asteroids on a collision course towards Earth. Number 3 is S2-1AID. S2-1AID through S2-6AID can come to pass if planes are remotely controlled to crash, or a massive solar storm from the sun takes place, or if an EMP device explodes over our country. An EMP device is an electromagnetic pulse from a nuclear device, and if airplanes are hijacked. Number 4 is S2-1ASID. S2-1ASID through S2-2SID can come to pass if China or another Asian nation attack a weak America. Next is section 2, letter B. My prayer and research suggests that my dreams in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S2-1BPD. S2-1BPD through S2-16BPD can come to pass if the American economy completely collapsed, or if some kind of cosmic event take place where it will affect the Earth directly or indirectly, and if the United States is under some kind of attack by another country or by many countries. Number 2 is S2-1BLMD. S2-1BLMD can come to pass if some type of martial law is declared upon America, and law enforcement agency uses blimps to monitor civilian unrest in the United States. Number 3 is S2-1BBD. S2-1BBD can come to pass if some kind of negative event take place upon this building, or some kind of positive event take place upon this building, which in turn will draw attention to this tall black structure. Number 4 is S2-1.1515 BRWD. S2-1.1515 BRWD can come to pass if some kind of positive or negative event before this building, which will bring media attention upon this tall white building. Next is section 2, letter C. My prayer and research suggests that my dreams in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S2-1CLD. S2-1CLD through S2-5CLD can come to pass if some kind of positive event or some kind of negative event take place at this clock tower. Number 2 is S2-1CMD. S2-1CMD through S2-5CMD can come to pass if a rogue comet or group of comets are dislodged from their orbits by some kind of celestial object. Number 3 is S2-1CHD. S2-1CHD can come to pass if a bird flu epidemic takes place, or if a SARS outbreak happens. Next is section 2, letter D. My prayer and research suggests that my dreams in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S2-1DD. S2-1DD through S2-3DD can come to pass because Brooklyn is the 5th largest city in America, and terrorists may see fit to attack downtown Brooklyn, since Brooklyn also has a large Jewish population. Next is section 2, letter E. My prayer and research suggests that my dreams in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S2-1EAD. S21EAD through S22EAD. Number 1 is S21DD. S21DD through S23DD can come to pass because Brooklyn is the 5th largest city in America, and terrorists may see fit to attack downtown Brooklyn since Brooklyn also has a large Jewish population. Next is Section 2, letter E. My prayer and research suggests that my dreams in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S21EAD. S21EAD through S22EAD can come to pass because earthquakes are increasing everywhere upon the earth, and scientists are expecting an earthquake to hit New York very soon. Number 2 is S21ED. S21ED can come to pass if a negative or positive occurrence takes place upon this building or around this building, which in turn will bring media attention to this famous structure. Number 3 is S21EXD. S21EXD through S22EXD can come to pass if foreign terrorists or domestic terrorists inflict some kind of guerrilla warfare upon the American people, or if sleeper cells bring upon urban warfare to the citizens of the United States. Next is Section 2, letter F. My prayer and research suggests that my dreams in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S21FD. S21FD through S22FD can come to pass if America's food supply is abruptly interrupted or diminished because of war, an asteroid impact, a microbial attack, or volcanic ash that can block out the sun. Next is Section 2, letter H. My prayer and research suggests that my dreams in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S21HD. S21HD through S24HD can come to pass if FEMA is ordered to patrol America airspace because of some kind of national emergency had taken place in the U.S., or if FEMA and the UN Air Force patrol U.S. airspace together, and if American airspace is invaded by a foreign air force. Next is Section 2, letter I. My prayer and research suggests that my dreams and intuitions in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S21ICD. S21ICD can come to pass if one of America's cities are invaded by a foreign army. Number 2 is S21IUSD. S21IUSD can come to pass if every part of the United States is invaded by America's enemies. Number 3 is S21IS. S21IS can come to pass if a mega volcano erupts somewhere around the world, or if a volcano erupts somewhere in the United States or within other U.S. territories. Number 4 is S22IS. S22IS can come to pass if astronomers' theory is correct pertaining to the idea that states Earth is usually hit by a fairly big asteroid every 100 years. The last asteroid that hit the Earth in a big way was in 1908. Number 5 is S23IS. S23IS can come to pass if sleeper cells set a suitcase nuke off in New Jersey. Number 6 is S24IS. S24IS can come to pass if some kind of sonic boom goes off over New York. Next is Section 2, letter M. My prayer and research suggests that my dreams in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S21MUD. S21MUD through S23MUD can come to pass if certain Muslim groups in America become aggressive and take their revenge upon the American government by attacking the American people because they may feel it's the only way to retaliate against America for invading Afghanistan and Iraq, or if these Muslim extremists may attack America if the United States strike Iran for producing nuclear weapons. Number 2 is S21MED. S21MED through S24MED can come to pass if meteors in the asteroid belt are knocked off their course by something, or if meteors are knocked out of their alignment somewhere in the Oort cloud by some other kind of celestial body. Number 3 is S21MOD. S21MOD can come to pass if FEMA is ordered by the U.S. government to bring law and order in order to bring stability during time of civil unrest. Number 4 is S21MND. S21MND can come to pass if something from space collide into the moon. Number 5 is S21MAD. S21MAD can come to pass if Manhattan levees break, thus causing Manhattan to become flooded with water from the Atlantic Ocean. Next is section 2, letter N. My prayer and research suggests that my dreams in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S21ND. S21ND through S22ND can come to pass if Russia activates its first strike policy upon the United States, or if some kind of Asian country attacked America with nukes, or if Al-Qaeda accomplished their goal, which involves nuking 7 American cities. Next is section 2, letter P. My prayer and research suggests that my dreams in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S21PXD. S21PXD can come to pass if planet X does come in very close towards our solar system, as it is expected to do every 3,600 years. Number 2 is S21PAD. S21PAD can come to pass if world leaders and the American president force Israel to divide her land so that the Palestinians can have their own say in the Middle East. Number 3 is S21POD. S21POD can come to pass because Pope Benedict is in his 80s, or if someone assassinates this Pope for being opinionated. Next is section 2, letter S. My prayer and research suggests that my dream in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S21SD. S21SD through S24SD can come to pass because FEMA website recommends the public to flee into the subways if some kind of nuclear device is detonated near them, and then most people will instinctively run into the subway system in order to escape whatever is going on upon the surface. Next is section 2, letter T. My prayer and research suggests that my dreams in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S21TD. S21TD through S23TD can come to pass if foreign terrorists or domestic terrorists attack America from within. Next is section 2, letter U. My prayer and research suggests that my dream in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S21UD. S21UD can come to pass if our planet is actually invaded by aliens from outer space, or if a fake UFO invasion is orchestrated through several secret societies. Here's my last letter in this section. This is section 2, letter B. My prayer and research suggests my dreams in this piece can come to pass through these means. Number 1 is S21VD. S21VD through S22VD can come to pass if megavolcanoes erupt within the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire is an area of frequent earthquakes and volcanic eruption encircling the basin of the Pacific Ocean, and if a megavolcano erupts within the United States. And in closing, I hope the fulfilled dreams in section 1 had convinced you that all my dreams in section 1 had indeed come to pass. And I also hope logic will then lead you to conclude that since all my dreams in section 1 had come to pass, that it must mean all my dreams in section 2 would also come to pass. I believe God had gave me every vision that are found in Parrish prophecy, so that the world will know God still speaks through his prophets, and that God has also called me to become a prophet for America inner cities. I also believe some of the visions I recorded for section 2 are in fact glimpses into the coming great tribulation that the New Testament speaks about. The Bible tells us that the great tribulation is also about God finally removing the wicked off the face of the earth. Truly, I feel the Lord wants me to go through every American inner city so I can inform the people who dwell in these cities that God still loves them, and this is why God has not completely destroyed them. Because God first wants the wicked of the inner cities to know about the terrible judgment he has reserved for them if they don't repent of their sins. And I personally believe God is holding back the full blunt of his wrath against the unrighteous, so that the unrighteous can first know about Parrish prophecies. And then God will give the wicked a little more time to repent. Then I believe when God felt enough time have been given to the wicked of the inner cities to forsake their sins, then God Almighty will then remove his saints out of the way of his coming wrath, so that he can finally execute his righteous judgment upon those that have chosen to continue to live godless in America inner cities. Please do not become the one God will judge in these last days. Thank you for your time, and may he dwell within you. God bless.